Welcome to Framework Fortune. I'm your host Ben, and it's time for another one of Ben's stock reviews. If you want a stock reviewed, leave it in the comments below, and I'll do a review about it. If you've already left a stock in the comments on one of the past videos, and I haven't done that video yet, no worries, those videos are coming. Just be patient, I will get there. And always be sure to do your due diligence first before investing. See the disclaimer in the description below. Now, today's stock is going to be SOLO. This is one of the electric vehicle stocks, and I've actually day traded this a couple of times in the past week, or a couple of weeks. I don't know exact what days it was, but I've traded this stock a couple of times, and I'm actually interested to see what this company is about. These EV stocks have been hot lately, so we'll see if this is actually a good investment or if it's just a Tesla throwaway. So let's throw it in Yahoo Finance, take a look at some numbers, go check out the website, and then we'll come back to the charts and take a look at it. Alright, so here we are. Let's take a look at some of these numbers. 52-week change, it's up 20% over the last 52 weeks. It's not too bad. Not anything too crazy. Don't have anything for profit margins. Return on assets, negative 48%. Okay, float 30 million. This is a pretty low float stock, hence why I've been day trading it. Quarterly revenue growth 15%, gross profit 129K. Let's see, 47% held by insiders, a small amount held by institutions. That's interesting. And then we don't have cash or debt. Do have total debt to equity, but not too much else there. So let's hop into the website. Alright, so we have a pretty fancy website here. We have a video playing of the new Solo car, it looks like. A single-seater. And this is launching in 2020. I wonder when this is actually launching. That is a neat car. It almost looks like a fish or something. It has a small little tail end. Yeah, I bet that is easy to parallel park. Alright, well, nice video. Ooh, reserve now. Let's see what the reserve cost is. So we'll just go through this and we'll see. Unless it gets too crazy. So we got red, white, or black. Alright, here we go. So a reservation requires a $250 refundable deposit. So I wonder how much they're selling these cars for. Hopefully we can find that. Oh, here we got the equipment. Let's see what we got. Top speed 80 miles per hour. I mean, if you're living in a small city or something like that, you don't really need to go that fast. So 0 to 60, 10 seconds. That's an estimate. Rear wheel drive. 82 horsepower. And I'm not a big car expert, so some of this stuff I'm not going to know. I'll just be honest with you. So you got one big tire in the back, and then it looks like probably two little tires in the front. Power brakes, power steering. Okay, all the normal stuff. Remote keyless start. Yeah, so most of this is just all the normal stuff on any car. Up to 100-mile range, so you can't go very far with it. I mean, 100 miles would last you, probably a couple of days if you're just going to work and back, but all specifications subject to change without notice. Interesting. Anticipated MSRP estimated less than $20,000. Prices are subject to final delivery. So, while it says the price is supposed to be less than $20,000, right now this looks like a lot of estimations, and we may not know what the actual price is going to be. It could be more, it could be less, but if it's under $20,000, that's really competing with Tesla, because Tesla, I think their lowest model is like $30,000. So that is interesting. But Tesla also seems to be a better electric car. So they have a couple of them here. That's the Solo. We got another one here. So this one apparently has just been drawn or whatever. They haven't went that far into making it yet. So this is supposed to be a sports car. I mean, it's a cool looking sports car from the drawing or the sketch, whatever you want to call it. 250 miles, okay, goes 125 miles an hour. That's not the fastest sports car in the world, but for an electric sports car, I guess it'll be fine. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. 50,000 MSRP. Oh, there we go. I don't know if that's a real one or a computer generated image, but kind of almost looks like a Porsche. Let's see here. So this is the speeds. Lightweight hardtop roof. And then all the stuff. Let's see. So they have more color options here. Titanium, silver, electric red, raven black, arctic white, bionic bronze. Lithium ion battery. So let's see how much the pre-order for this is. Okay, so I don't see a cost yet. So they're obviously not that far in making this one. Alright, so let's check this other one out. So the e-roadster. Well, isn't that something? It looks like an old Porsche or something like that. All electric 2-seat roadster. Looks like it's got leather interior. Yeah, they purposely made this look old. Like an older car. That's an interesting idea, actually. That might sell. 'Cause a lot of people like the older looking cars. I mean, this looks like something probably out of the 70s, maybe even the 60s. Yeah, probably 50s, 60s, probably not 70s. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a huge knowledge database on cars, so let me know in the comments what you think it is or what year it looks like to you. 0 to 60 in 6 seconds, so it's a little slower than the other one. Ooh, the price $125,000, so this is going to be a luxury car. No deposit required. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like this car. This is kind of a cool idea to do like a throwback car like this, but it be EV. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So let's check out the latest news. So they launched the Solo, so it must be out. No, they announced they're going to launch it late 2020, so probably towards the end of the year. Alright, let's check out the investor site. Let's see what we got. So this is their investor presentation, and this came out, okay, this is their July presentation. Okay, the management team looks like they own 42% of the stock, so that's pretty good. If they're invested in it, then they're probably going to take care of the company. So they have a little comparison. I would imagine it would be better than a scooter or a bike. And then saying it's better than passenger vehicles. Here we go. Capable of producing up to 20,000 Solos annually. Okay, production expected to begin mid-2020. So this is coming out soon. I'm a little excited about this. This is pretty neat. This is neat that this is a new EV car that's going to be in competition with Tesla. So it's a little weird, this one is, but I think when they get that Roadster out, they'll prove to probably be a pretty good company. And then of course we have fully charged in under 4 hours. Okay, that's a good thing. Ability to charge on common electrical outlets. So that's pretty good. Because I know with Tesla you have to have a specialized charger, I think. I think you have to buy the Tesla charger. And you have to, I think it either has to be the 220V, or you have to have an adapter for the 110 to fit for the 220. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I think that's how it works. 99% fewer parts. Price point $18,500. Not bad. So they're trying to show that their car is a lot better value than these other. And they actually have the Tesla over here, the Tesla Model 3. Interesting. Yeah, look at that. Level 2 chargers, 0. No cost for that. 2018 global EV sales totaled 2.1 million. The U.S. increased sales of EVs 81%. And talking about California and their rebate. Talking about the numbers there, the growth. So I mean, of course, the EV markets has plenty of room to grow. There's not that many EV companies, so there's not a whole lot of competition yet. And even the companies that are around that are not specifically EV but have some EV options, until they're all willing to switch over, they're not really direct competition against Solo or Tesla. It's being manufactured in China. So, with a lot of the stuff that's going on with China, that makes me a little nervous. But I believe I saw this as a Canadian company. So, if China's problems are only with the US and not with Canada, then I wouldn't be too worried about it. And of course, not to get into politics or anything like that, but all the things with China could end up being nothing. Who knows? But that would be something of a concern to me if this, if they are a U.S. company. But it said L.A. and Vancouver, I think. So, I don't know. Who knows? So they got a service and distribution center with kiosk retail locations in key markets. Okay, so they're trying to, looks like, pretty much target the West Coast. Which makes sense. The West Coast is a little ahead of everybody when it comes to EV and stuff like that. Or at least those ideologies. So we got media coverage from Forbes, Bloomberg, Road Track, Business Insider. Here's their path to profitability. As volume ramps, their minimal overhead costs will quickly be recovered. And they're trying to gain favorable pricing through their leverage, increased automation, ability to avoid cumbersome tariffs through local assembly of knockdown kits. Okay, well, that's how they're keeping the prices kind of cheap. They're avoiding tariffs. All right, here we go. Financials. Let's see what we got. $7.5 million in cash, no long-term debt. Public float is 58%. See, they only have 73 employees. These financials are not bad. I mean, 0 long-term debt and 7.5 million. That's pretty nice to see. Yeah, Canadian. So I was right. It is Canadian. So there we got the specifications again. We got some more pictures. It looks really small. It looks like a little go-kart or something. So most states, all you need is a standard driver's license, but some states you only need a motorcycle license. That's interesting. That is interesting. You only have to have a motorcycle's license to drive that. That could help sales. Let's see, this is their milestones they're working on. And it looks to me like the next 20 years they're trying to conquer the world with their solo cars. And we got the management team. Looks like they're pretty experienced, so that's good. Yeah, the board of directors look pretty experienced. So yeah, that's it. So pretty good presentation. Pretty good looking company model. It's not looking too bad for this company. I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing, to be honest. But let's take a look at some financial reports. Here we go. So we have the first quarter for 2020 right here. Development of new Solo mobile app for iOS and Android, so you can connect with your vehicle. Nice. There's still uncertainty with COVID as far as their supply chain and stuff, but we'll see how that all goes. Alright, let's get to the numbers. I'm tired of hearing all this great stuff they're talking about. So revenue in the first quarter was $116,000 compared to $101,000 from a year ago, so it went up a little bit. Expenses in the first quarter were $1.5 million compared to $1.6 million, so a little less in research. $6.9 million operating loss, which is more than last year. Net loss was $1.9 million compared to a net loss of $20 million a year ago. That's a big difference right there. $20 million to $2 million in net loss. That's nice. I mean, it's not nice having that much of a net loss, but that's a big difference from where it was at. So I like that. So cash equivalents, and short-term deposits were $7.5 million as of March 31st, compared to $11 million in 2019. So they went a little bit down on the cash, and they used $3.2 million right there. Not too bad. Their numbers are going to be a little bad, but that is because they're a new company and they haven't really started selling these cars yet. You can reserve them and put in your deposit and all that, so they are able to raise some funds that way as well as with the stock. But after their sales, that's when I'd be very interested in to see how much they actually make and if they can wipe out that debt. Apparently, they're claiming they don't have any long-term debt, which is a really good thing. So if they don't have any long-term debt and, they're bringing their operating losses down and all that, when they actually do start selling these cars, they could become a very profitable company very fast. The COVID thing and their main manufacturer being in China, a little sketchy at the moment, but things can change month to month. And the more we get a hold on COVID, then the better things will look for them as well. But let's go ahead and pop over to the charts and take a look at it there. So we can see we've got the max chart here. And when the company came out, looks like they IPO'd back in 2009, it looks like, maybe. And it went straight up, it looks like, to 16. Been on a downtrend, but is not far. Oh, see. There we go. Okay. So actually it did break over this downtrend, which is nice to see. And it started popping up here recently when we started day trading it in the live streams. Probably because they're actually talking about getting their cars out. Looks like it's got some support at that 275 area, 265 area, right in there. It is currently at 329. You can see the volume that has started coming in here recently. Let's look at this on just the 1 year, this past year. Yeah, so you can see this downtrend that started back there. It's already popping over that little downtrend on the yearly chart and getting some attention. You see this volume starting to come through it in here. Some people starting to invest in it a little bit. Yeah, so we can also see here 260. Yeah, 260 to 275 areas, some support. May be a decent buy if it comes back down to that area. And we're also kind of starting a trend line, it looks like. Yeah, if this comes back down to 265, because that's what it kind of looks like it's doing. It bounced off the trend line on here in this nice massive run up and has been selling off. And it looks like probably in a week it'll probably be back down to this 275 area. And then if it can hold the trend line again, it could be a day trade. I'm kind of looking at it like a day trade right now. But from a long-term investment standpoint, there is some risk on this. The fact that they are planning on getting these cars out and selling them towards the end of this year is a pretty good thing. My biggest concern would be how many of these they actually sell right away. So getting in right now or even waiting for it to come back down to that 260, 275 area still may have quite a bit of risk in it, because if the car comes out and they actually don't sell any, then this company probably would go under. That being said, I don't think that they won't sell any of these. The Solos are neat. They're cheap. $18,000 is really not that much for people to buy a new car, especially EV, if they're wanting to trade in maybe their gas car that they have. If you got a $7,000 trade-in value or something like that, that would bring the price down to $11,000 with the trade-in. So very, very reasonable price. I think they're going to sell. I don't know how crazy they're going to sell, but I think they will sell some. Until then, that's where I would be thinking, like, how much are they actually going to sell? Maybe look at some EV forums or boards somewhere online to see how many people are interested in actually buying these. And if anybody happens to know if there's a record somewhere we can see of the number of pre-orders on this, that would be some very good information to know, how many people have actually pre-ordered this already. So if you happen to know that, leave it in the comments with some type of link to, back the evidence up. Show that. Well, I would definitely like to take a look at that myself. But I like it. I like Solo. I really like the Roadster, the old school looking car, but it being an EV car is a pretty cool concept to me. So it's definitely one I think you want to keep a real close eye on if you're not already invested in it. It could be a good play. Could be a good day trade possibly. I mean, it's already been a good day trade. Several of us made some money off of it already just on quick little in and out trades. Could be a good swing trade potentially, and could be also a good long-term investment. But like I said, there's going to be quite a bit of risk until they actually start selling some of these cars. So let me know what you think about it in the comments below. That's it for this video. I'm your host, Ben. You've been watching Framework Fortune, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to click the video right up here.